Well, it's a topical issue that deserves everyone's attention. And for those who have always spoken out about national issues, it is important that their positions are also known, especially at a time like this where the political situation in the country is a bit fragile. So yes, it's important that my own stand is also made absolutely clear and known.
So, can we know what do you have against the alleged statement?
Well, the truth is, personally, I honestly don't know what the whole force is about. I've watched that video more than 10 times, and all I see, all I keep saying in each time I watch it is a Nigerian politician being a politician. That's all. There's nothing. I was expecting to see some words that he said, some statements he made that maybe, okay, these statements are going to, maybe they are like attack against the governor, Otti, or against his people from the southeast, or against Nigerians. No. That is a typical Nigerian politician, in fact, a typical politician, because this could have actually happened anywhere in the world, being a politician. What did he say? Oh, I am the number 6 man in Nigeria. My party, I would like to have my state governed by my party. Anybody can say that. Atiku can say that. Peter Obi can say that. Shore can say that. And I think the reason why Benjamin Kalu is being currently attacked is he didn't read the room well. Is because of the quarters the party is coming from. Do you understand? If he was a member of another party and he said that, no matter the state from the southeast, it wouldn't be. In fact, people wouldn't even make it an issue, because there are several politicians that have spoken in the past, things that are more delicate than this. But Benjamin Kalu is APC, and you know the current state of the economy in Nigeria now. Everybody is angry. Everybody. So for anybody in APC now to now want to take their position, people just, there's a default setting of Nigerians towards anything APC. So as a leader in that party and in the country, he should be circumspect. But believe me sincerely, and anybody who has watched that video without any bias, that is critical. If you have no bias against his person or his party, if you watch that video, you should just laugh and move on. It's politicking. Nothing. If he had come in that video and said, oh, Alex Otti is told, Alex Otti is corrupt, Alex Otti is this one, is nepotistic, Alex Otti is irresponsible, that would have been a cause for concern. Why you are? But the man just said, I want my party to lead the state. And who knows? Maybe he was even signaling Alex Otti to come and join their party. So, sincerely, we are wasting time on inconsequentials. And for someone like Benjamin Kalu, I think it's important that you are a bit, like I said earlier, more circumspect. Read the mood of the nation, read the feelings of the people, and know the kind of things to. I'm not hearing that the interview was not even meant to go public, that the media house that published it did so unethically. Those ones are irrelevant. It was on video, it says so and so thing. I think it should allow elections to get closer. Then this can be said. For now, people are looking for how to survive, how to eat, how to feed, how to pay medical bills, how to pay school fees. Those are the critical things that our leaders, including the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, should look at, and not to be pushing us into another discussion of elections at this time.
Even his media office, he released a statement through his media office denying granting that interview to any of the media stations. And he was even saying that he didn't mean it, he was quoted out of context. So, don't you think for the Deputy Speaker to have done that, it signals that he still wants to maintain his relationship with God, as he has always done?
With the governor? Absolutely. Him and the governor are friends. I saw a video this morning, just this morning, I think a couple of hours ago, where he visited the governor. When I first saw that video, that was a couple of months ago, when he visited the Abia state governor, you know, the friendship between them and everything. I said it publicly that this is how politics should be played. This is how politics that bring development should be played. See, once we are done with elections and we are done with the litigations that come after them, the next thing should be governance. Everybody should move on with governance. Then, if there are mistakes that were made in the election, how do we correct those mistakes going into the next cycle of election? Until we do this, we will keep, you know, running around in the same circle. So when I saw him visiting the governor, I was marveled. Like, I was pleased. He's a member of APC. Governor is from Labour Party, but that friendship between the both of them, that it was a beauty to behold, because what that means is that if Abia State ever needs anything at the federal level, anything at all, they have a son who has gone beyond partisanship to identify himself as the son of the state, recognize the governor as his governor, and now is ready to partner with the state government to get whatever the state deserves from the federal level. Do you understand? So when this other interview now came, in my mind, I was like, politicians. But you know, when I kept reading comments, we're going to recall you. Wait, watch the video again. The man said, I am number 6 man in Nigeria. I want my state to lead. I want my party to lead the state. Honestly, there is no politician, and I dare anyone, there is no politician that will not say that. None. Whether APC, Labour, NNPP, RPP, whatever. Every politician will say that. It's just maybe the timing. But we'll get to the election time, all of them will still come back to this same media and say, so I honestly don't understand what the whole Ula Balu is about. I know people have a thing against APC from the southeast. So for someone like Benjamin Kalu, he should always read the room. He should gauge the feelings of the people. And he's been doing some things, you know, visiting young people. He's been doing quite a number of things that I don't have a personal relationship with him. But I see a young man that, if properly guided, if he's not exposed to the murky waters of media politics, he has a long way to go. His countenance, his focus, his ideas. I've seen things, because when the whole thing happened, we had to go and do a lot of research about him. This guy has done wonderfully well for his constituency. Wonderfully well. And he just needs to read the room. Please, Benjamin Kanu, read the room. The people do not loathe you or dislike you as a person. Your party might have a lot of explanations to do to the people, but you as a person has been extremely wonderful. And the prayers and advice we have is that he remains focused. If he ever errs in the future, for this one, I honestly don't see what he has done. Nothing. If he errs, if a very big if he errs in the future, he comes up in the media and apologizes. But for this one, believe me, it is because of the political party he belongs to. That is why people are not happy about what he said.
I don't know why people just want to make noise out of where does nothing exist. I went through the interview severally, about 2-3 occasions, and I discovered that I saw, when I looked at him when he was speaking, the deputy speaker, I saw sincerity, I saw honesty, I saw a young man who is very free-minded. He was speaking naturally, what he feels that is naturally going to come to his party. Actually, we are from IT. If there's any national event that's supposed to be covered by media, you have sole right to cover it. You will bold enough to say, we must have it. It is your right. So, in this context, the governor is from another political party, which is Labour Party. And he is from APC, being number 60 man in the nation. and having done very well to his local constituency, then the federal constituency, he has done a lot, because if you're able to recite what he has done within 1 year, you find that no politician in Nigeria of that caliber has ever done that. He lives naturally with community. I just discovered that just few weeks or few months ago, he was in Bende, federal constituency, for 2 good months, working from one ward to another, consulting with one destitute, women, men, youth, everybody, chieftaincy title holders, and clergy. So he was talking out of what he has put in to tell people that don't just have ordinary phobia, APC phobia in the East. That his people had accepted him. So he was just talking naturally what he has done and what other his party members in the state had done to the state, and having good rapport with the state governor. That is what he's trying to tell you, that no, come on, what are you talking about? Check history. In the past, people of his caliber in other political parties, and the state government is being controlled by another political party, you see a lot of political crisis in the state between the party, between the personalities. Even when they are from the same party, I wouldn't want to mention, but you and the media, you know what I'm trying to tell us. So what am I trying to say? He kept on good relationship with the state government. He stabilizes the polity of Abia State. He doesn't want to hit the political crisis in Abia State. And he brought in so many things that will make Abia to thrive politically, economically, and otherwise. So for him being number 6 person in the nation, and be able to maintain relationship with the state governor, and be able to maintain peace, there's no political crisis in Abia State up to today, which shows that he's a man of peace, he's a honest person, and he wants the state to thrive, thrive economically or any manner in terms of development. So why are people making noise? He's a politician.
You said why are people making noise? You know, some people will feel that it's too early, you know, in the life of this administration for politicians to be politicking, especially like he said a while ago, with the myriad of challenges facing Nigerians at this time.
Yeah, so? Well, it depends on perspective you are coming from, whoever that is talking, because as a politician, and he is close to the federal government that is dishing out the policies. He's being convinced that the policies of the federal government will only thrive at the end of the day to give support to the poor masses. And that was what I tell you, he was talking honestly and open-minded for the fair that is going to come naturally. So yes, people, you cannot beat a child and refuse and not allow him to cry. So in the East, where I come from, like I told you, I'm from Anambra State. If you mention APC, they begin to look at it. That's the APC phobia in the East. But with the work of the present administration's political holders of APC for Southeast, we were able to entrench a good relationship with people, and be convinced that by the time of end of next 3 years, people will see that APC is not what they felt in Southeast.